WrestleTalk TV is sponsored by ringsideworld.co.uk.
Okay, well, thank you very much, guys. I am very happy to be able to introduce a man you may know by the name of Eugene. His name is Nick Dinsmore. Nick, how are you?
Phenomenal. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's great to have you here. It's great to see you.
Thanks
Looking
for
very
having
well.
me.
Looking very well, if I may say so.
As are you.
Thank you. Now, Nick, it's great to have you here because, specifically right now, because of what's going on in the world of professional wrestling. You are uniquely placed, I think, to talk on some of the stuff that's been happening, obviously with the Bill DeMott situation going on in WWE. Now, first of all, you were actually part of the NXT training setup for about a year. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think I was hired September-ish of 2013. Right when they moved into the Performance Center in Orlando. Mm-hmm. I worked with a lot of the NXT talent and a lot of the younger talent that is going to be on NXT soon.
Right.
I worked a lot with them, then released November of 2014, last year.
And I understand you got a call when you were first hired from Bill DeMott, is that right?
Yeah, he called me, and often they bring in guest trainers for the week, and he called me and asked me if I would come in as a guest trainer. Mm-hmm. Sure. And while I was there, they said that they had a short list of people that they wanted to hire as an additional coach, and I was the one.
Have you any idea who else was on the short list?
I assume a couple people, but when I received the phone call, I was told that it was a short list. It was a short list of one that they wanted.
Right, okay. You had the job.
It made me feel good, but didn't last so long.
Sure. Now, first of all, what do you put that down to? Why didn't it last very long?
Honestly, I don't know.
Right.
I really don't know. I came into work one day and they said my production was not up to WWE standard.
Okay. Do you know what they mean by production?
No. No, honestly, I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
I feel like it's the creative has nothing for you.
Right. It's the trainer equivalent of
the answer that is most politically correct, most
I see.
You're just not up to the standard.
You don't have any other idea of why you think they might have done that?
I felt phenomenal in the ring coaching. I felt, what I was doing was really helping and everybody was benefiting. My role as a producer, I was unfamiliar with that. I felt like I was getting reps.
Sure.
And I felt like that's what NXT was for, is to breed talent to send to Raw, both agents, both producers and on-screen talent. So, I don't know.
Mm. Now, obviously, you've heard what's happened recently. I'm assuming you've heard anyway,
Mm-hmm.
With the Bill DeMott situation. Obviously, you've been away from there now for a few months, but what's your initial take on it? What when you heard about it, what did you think?
Well, of all the allegations that I read online, I did not see him do any racial stereotyping. I did not see him do any sexual stereotyping, anything like that. The line between being a drill sergeant and a bully is pretty thin. Mm-hmm. And it's not so much the drill sergeant as it is the talent.
Right.
One talent might take a piece of information that is stern and strict and learn from it and improve. Another talent might take the exact same piece of information and not be able to process it, not process it, but just turn them off, and then they feel like they're being picked on. And how many people fessed up to or wrote letters? Do you know?
There were a number of people. Certainly, one person's letter was published on Reddit. I think there's been other allegations that have come out since. I think Dolph Ziggler's brother has said he was never asked about any investigation. When the WWE have come out.
Well, but I mean, think about it. Was there 5 guys that came out and said posted something out of 10,000 probable developmental talent? And since Bill coached in Atlanta and then in Tampa and also in Orlando, he coached a good half those talent. And if you got 5 disgruntled people because they might or might not have made it, or they might or might not have felt like they're being picked on. I mean, a lot of times where there's smoke, there's fire. So he can be grumpy and unpleasant, but
Sure. There's been a lot of reports that he wasn't very popular amongst NXT's trainees. Is that something you can attest to?
Well, I'm not one to gossip, so you didn't hear this from me, but some people liked him and some people didn't.
Right, okay.
And it was...
What was your opinion on him?
Like, I met him in WCW. When I was doing shows for WCW, when he was Hugh Morris, and, I didn't know anybody there. And I remember being in the locker room, And I've been a couple of times, and he walks in and he goes, the new kid's getting more work than I am. And just for him to say something and point out to me like, oh my gosh, just it made me feel good. And ever since then, not that he even remembered me, but he never picked on me. He never bullied me. It was a tough boss, but I mean, if you're going to invest millions into your next WWE superstar to main event, WrestleMania, you want them to be strong under pressure. When you're in the ring and the referee's screaming, that Vince is screaming this, and you need to get this done. You got 30 seconds, and that's tough.
Do you think that he walked that line then, that fine line between bullying and just being a drill sergeant, as you put it?
Probably every day.
Yeah. Do you think that's going to be an issue going forward now? Because obviously WWE is a corporation. It's got certain standards it needs to meet. Do you think that's going to be there's almost a contradiction?
This would really be the time. This would really be the time for a unionization for the professional wrestlers to come about. I mean, with allegations of coaches bullying, with allegations of doctors not doing their jobs properly,
Sure.
Who's protecting the wrestlers that they're not taking this abuse?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, obviously
the Players Association, a unionization, something to protect the talent.
Well, that's really interesting because Matt Hardy said something very similar to us just recently, actually.
The boys have always talked about it, but now that these things are being alleged, maybe there's something where we need more protection. And
what do you think it would take for that to happen?
A government crackdown.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Do you think it needs to come from the wrestlers themselves, though?
But nobody will speak up.
Right.
All the boys that aren't with the company will say, yeah, we should do it. And all the boys at the company will keep quiet. That's the way it is.
Sounds like a no-win situation in many respects. You spoke about the doctor part of it, and obviously recently CM Punk has spoken out about some of the medical stuff that went on there whilst he was with the company. I'm assuming, again, you've heard what he said. What was your take on that?
I listened to Colt's podcast. I listened to that one, but I wasn't focused on it, and I don't really recall exactly what he said. But I mean, if he said that the doctor was not doing something that a doctor's supposed to do, that's grounds for the doctor to take him to court. I think so, because that's defamation of character. But as best I remembered it, I don't think he said anything too personal, because I think he just said the doctor did this. I don't think he even named him, did he?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
So.
I don't remember.
Sure. Okay. What was your experience of the medical conditions when you were in WWE?
They were great. They were great. When I was on the road, the trainer Chris, phenomenal. When I was at NXT, the trainers there, Brian and Tara, were phenomenal. Anytime that I had even as a coach, if I came in back a little sore, they wrapped me up, take care of me. They were, great staff.
There's a number of things obviously taking place in wrestling right now. When this airs, we'll have seen WrestleMania. And one of the big talking points going into that event is Brock Lesnar and his status with the company. You will have worked with Brock, I'm assuming, in OVW back in the day. What was your impression of him back in the old OVW?
He was I knew his background, but he was just the biggest physical character that I've ever been in the ring with. And not only big and muscular, but quick and fast. I remember he came across the ring, shot a double leg on me before I could even see him moving. He threw me higher than I think anybody's ever thrown me, but genuinely a nice guy. I mean, phenomenal. Anybody needed anything, he was always first there, set up the ring, last there to tear it down, drive the ring, anything anybody needed. And last year WrestleMania, he just happened to see me in the hallway and came up and talked to me for 5 minutes. It was really
awesome.
It was really cool.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to stay with WWE, or do you think he'll be back with UFC?
I got no idea.
No.
You know what I mean? Brock does what Brock wants to do.
Sure.
If he wants to get back into UFC style fighting, he'll do it. If there would be something intrigues him enough that he wants to stay around to do that.
And what did you make of CM Punk also moving over to try his hand at mixed martial arts?
Best of luck to him.
Do you think he's going to succeed there?
I got no idea. I haven't seen him train,
Sure.
I haven't seen him in the gym doing his karate moves and his jiu-jitsu moves and his whatever the other stuff that they do.
Well, Nick, thanks very much for that. It's been great to have you on. We look forward to seeing more of you in the UK, because obviously we're over here now. So excellent stuff. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And guys, back to you in the studio. Thank you very much.
WrestleTalk TV is sponsored by ringsideworld.co.uk.